Welcome back to the Up Out YouTube channel. I found out recently that Tiffany Co will be releasing a new line of watches during Watches and Wonders 2024 this year, and I can't wait to find out what they come up with. This video is a couple days late, but I went to Tiffany & Co. this past weekend to pick up something for my girlfriend, and I had a chat with the sales rep in there. She was really nice. Her name is Lindsay, if I'm not mistaken. This is the Vancouver downtown location just on, where was it? Was it on Robson Street? Actually, no, it was not it was on Alberni Street. It doesn't matter though, because if you go there, you're sure to find it. You can't miss it. It's like this huge corner store that is 2 stories tall. All the teals and Tiffany colors and green. So yeah, make sure to go give it a visit if you have a significant other that is into jewelry, or maybe after April 2024, they might have new watches that might draw you to their boutique store here instead. Anyways, I was having a chat with her and the conversation went sort of like, oh, I'm looking to buy like a bracelet for my girlfriend. No, like, what does she like? I don't know, whatever, introduce me something. And then we started chatting, and then she was like, do you own any Tiffany yourself, whatever? So I was like, oh, well, I do kind of like the watches. Like, I know you guys have a very long-standing history with a lot of makers. Like Patek Philippe have you guys on the dial hill. They have like $1 million watch with you guys' color on it. Rolexes used to have your stamp on the dial, things like that. And she's like, yeah, we actually have a very long like traditional watchmaking history that I don't think the brand was fully utilizing, which was kind of cool hearing it from a sales rep. Like, I know she's a sales rep, she's not like a brand direction strategist or like watch department or whatever it is. But I was like, yeah, like, I know you guys currently have a lineup. I apologize in advance. I don't remember the reference number for these watches because I'm not super huge into Tiffany. I like their heritage. I really like the collaborations they've done with like Patek and Rolex in the past. But when it comes to memorizing reference numbers, like, you guys know how bad I am at these things. Like, I keep saying the wrong ones per tutor. Anyways, they currently have in their catalog these like horizontal ones that you kind of have to read the time sideways, like this. Like, you can tell when you're holding your hand out in front of you, but once you pull your hand like this, you can't really tell what the time is. So they got that model. And then they also have the circular model. That's kind of their more, I guess, conventional model. And then last but not least, they have this like small, like, okay, I'm gonna loosely call it a Cartier tank just because it's like a square watch, but it's not a Cartier tank. I think it's a lot smaller and it's literally square instead of rectangular. So these are the 3 watches that's currently in their lineup right now, their for men lineup. Now, previous to this, they actually had some a lot more interesting watches that were released that, unfortunately during the time that these were around in the market, I wasn't huge into watches yet, so I didn't really learn about them. But that circular model, they had a lot cooler ones. Like, they had GMT, they had pointer dates, they had chronographs, and they were all pretty well sized too. The GMT one and the pointer date, if I'm not mistaken, was 40 millimeters and not too thick at all. And then the chronograph was 42 millimeters, which, yeah, okay, it is a little bit wider, but I mean, if you look at the market, like the Tag Heuers in the world, it's just Breitlings of the world, like, they are a lot thicker as well compared to, I think the more classically sized dimensions that I would personally enjoy more. But yeah, they have a really cool history making watches, making collaborations with other brands. But, just based on my investigation now, it seems that they had all these cool watches in their catalog, but one by one, they started pulling them out of their catalog. Not exactly sure why. Maybe because the market just wasn't really absorbing it much. Or maybe it could be because after they got acquired by LVMH, they didn't really have as big of a focus in the watchmaking department, so they started pulling people out of there and maybe reallocating them to different brands, who knows. But it's just very cool to hear that they will be introducing new watches, and not only new watches, like she said, a new line. She's like, keep your eyes on Tiffany & Co. We will be releasing a new line of watches this year. And I was like, whoa, you're the first person from any sort of watchmaking brand that's outright telling me, hey, pay attention to what's coming out. So I don't know, I found that pretty cool. Personally, I'm not sure if I would buy a Tiffany & Co. watch that is not a collaboration with one of the big brands. So maybe that's why they didn't do as well in the market previously when they were very much into it. But I don't know, if they come out with something cool, personally, I'm a very big neo vintage inspired watch guy. Like I love dials that have a bit of that vintage charm to it. So if they make something that has that throwback element to it, then I might consider picking something up. Anyways, guys, just want to make this video talking about what I've heard from my sales rep Lindsay at Tiffany Co regarding potential new releases this year. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what your take is on the Tiffany brand, both as a jewelry maker and also the watches that they come up with. Would you ever want to buy a Tiffany Co watch? Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.